Hey guys, hope everybody's doing well. We're going to do another drawing lesson, and it's going to work with your name today. So you're going to need a pencil, a marker if you have one, or you can use crayons, whatever you have available for drawing materials. I'm going to be using some Sharpies. I have some different sizes, some different pencils, and I also have my crayons and markers with me. So I'm going to use all of these to do some drawing today. So get your supplies and get some paper, whatever you have available, and let's get ready to draw. Now during the video, at any time, if you need to pause the video, just pause it so you're working at your own speed. Also, if you want to stop and then just practice on a scrap paper, I think you should do that too. What I would do first is watch the video, and then after you watch the video, then you can go ahead and try to draw along with what I'm teaching you, so this way you're not feeling pressured to try to keep up with me, because I'm going to try to do a relatively quick video, and then you can go ahead and have at it and create your own name in your own original font. Now you can see I did some over here. I did a Ron, and I drew a bubble letter, and then I drew a line through them, and I did a positive and negative. Okay, so the black is positive and the white is the negative, and then I just drew a little pattern around it to emphasize it. And then I did an Eli with a cast shadow at a slight angle. I'll slide it over, and then I did an overlapping Dory. All right, and then I did an Ava, A-V-A. I stacked the letters on top of them. Now I have students that do really well. I have a student in 7th grade who's really great at making graffiti letters. He just pops them right out. So it's all it is practice. So if you like drawing letters, this is a great way, and it's called calligraphy. Okay, so there's a Zoe that I did with crayons. So we're gonna work together, and I'm gonna teach you the basics of making bubble letters. So again, grab your stuff and let's get ready to rock. So I'm gonna get a piece of paper. I'm just using copy paper, and ready to go. Put a piece of tape to hold my drawing. Now the easiest way to draw a bubble letter is to start with a foundation. Now the foundation is going to be a regular old stick letter, okay? And then you can vary it. So we'll just pick one letter and we'll go from there. Okay, so my last name is Storrow, so I'm going to do an S. Now S as a bubble letter is a pretty difficult letter to get it even all the way around. So when I'm practicing, I'm not really worried about being perfect. All right, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go around my letter and just kind of feel it. I want to make a puffy bubble letter. I'm not trying to make a skinny bubble letter. I'm going to follow around, and what I'm trying to do is, you can see right there, I'm just going to make a letter C. Do you see the space between here and here and there and there? It's relatively the same distance. So I'm going to try to maintain that distance all the way around my letter as I'm following it. So I'm making a parallel line following that S all the way around. Okay, that's pretty good. Get a little thin there, but I can live with that. I can compensate or make a difference on the other side as I'm following it. So now I'm drawing a lot darker than I like to do. I'm just drawing darker so you can see it. Now when I get to the bottom over here, because I get a little thin there, I'm gonna get a little fatter right here to compensate. And then I'll round it off. Okay, and then you can come in with your eraser and you can erase that center. Now you see, because I pushed so hard with my pencil, that was difficult to erase that line there. It's always going to be there. So, but if I had drawn lightly, you would not have seen it. You can barely see my line. That's about how dark I like to draw to sketch, so I feel comfortable not bruising my paper or leaving a mark behind. So there's a bubble letter S. Okay, now that's a good example of an S. What would be a bad example of an S? So let me do another one. Again, I'm trying to make a bubble letter, so if I make something like this, like that, look at that. It's not very bubbly. All right, it's not big. Now, if I wanted to put designs or texture inside my letter, that's not really I'm not gonna be able to do a lot of things with that. So again, bubbly if you're going to make bubble letters. Now let's make another one. So I'm going to make a letter T over here. So on the bottom of my paper, I'm going to make a T. All right. Now this one I'm going to draw a little bit lighter. Now if it overlaps into my shape of my S, I'm okay with that. Maybe that'll be part of this lesson. So rather than just doing a standard bubble letter like that, I'm going to maybe put a little flare in there. And you see I'm putting these little tiny ends to them. So when I follow that, I'm going to go around those. So here we go. Trying to maintain that distance all the way around. Okay, because that T stops there, it's going to come over here and finish. So ST. Now, and then, again, I can come in and I can erase this. All right. And then I'm good to go. Then I can come in and outline it. Yeah, I find this to be the easiest way to do this. So, now when I outline, sometimes I'm going to change it. So maybe I'll change this to a little bit more harder edge than too bubbly. Not worried about following my other outline because I know in my head what I want. I want a candy bar. Anybody have a candy bar? Send me a candy bar. There we go. T. Now, and then with the S, I mean, I could follow that S and make the same part, or again, I have an idea. I'm going to make a little kicker on the top and then follow around. And then when I get to the bottom, I'll do the reverse. I'll make a bottom kicker. There you go. So now I have an S and a T. Two different style fonts a little bit. This is a little bit square and blocky, but again, you can see how you can play with your letter, and then again, just draw a bunch on your paper until you find something that you like as far as style, and then you can come back in and you can manipulate these. Now I'm going to try to make them a little bit 3D. So I'm going to imagine I'm looking at the letter at the angle of my pen is pointing. So I'm going to be able to see inside that part of the letter there, okay? And then I'm going to be able to see inside of the letter over here. I'm going to be able to see over here. And on the bottom over here, I'm going to see that. Do you see how that became 3D? So imagine I'm looking at it this way. I wouldn't be able to see the back part of that letter. So I'm only seeing this part. And that's where I could come in, and afterwards I could take my crayon and add some color in there. So I'm just going to grab a black crayon rather than wasting marker. Oh, actually blue. There you go. So it looked like a black, but it's blue. Read the label, Mr. Starro. I didn't read it, but I'm not eating it. And if I didn't like it, guess what I could do? What do you think is stronger than blue? Black. Black will eat blue. Now I'm layering color, so maybe I get a little blue underneath it. So sometimes if you don't like something, you can fix it. If you can't fix it, you can do it again. All right, so you're going to develop your own font, and I'd like you to create your name with some interesting texture. Now I didn't add any texture. I added a little bit of 3D to that, but I can inside here do some Zentangle and some patterns. Right now I just grabbed a thinner Sharpie to make a thinner line. I can follow on the inside of that. Again, I don't have any plan right now. I'm just letting it happen. It's just copy paper, so it's not costing me a whole lot of money to draw on copy paper. And I think with all these little things over here, I'm going to make them kind of like angles. I'm trying to follow the contour of this line. Trying to keep my spacing somewhat even, not just throwing lines in there. Okay, good. Excuse me. Now again, I can come in here and add color if I want to. I always like to start off lightly. I just grab the random color. Didn't even look, just grab the crayon. Trying to put a nice even layer, staying out of that design, that pattern on the outside. Trying to go up and down. Trying to put it on nice and smooth and buttery. So it's just like butter. Okay, there we go. The sides, I'm going to use a gray. Now, if you don't have a gray, you can use your pencil. Okay, so the gray, every time I do it, I'm gonna go at the angle of these lines here. So the lines are going this way, and then it's gonna change. What I'm trying to do is make it so that T is elevated. So these are like the walls of the T pushing up that pink part. Didn't intentionally think about that, it just came to me. I'm like, oh. And I'm not worried about coloring every little bit. I'm gonna leave some of those spaces open. And I can use my magic tool. See that little thing right there? Finger, or if you have a Q-tip at home, you can use a Q-tip or a paper towel or a tissue. I have a blending stump with me, and I can come with my blending stump and I can blend those in like that. Again, I'm not interested in hiding all the white. I want to keep some of that. I'm just going to get rid of some of that on the bottom, soften up the bottom there. And you can see this side over here, this is what I'm looking for. This is where I was. Okay, so I'm just playing around with letters. And what I'm going to do here is maybe taper these a little bit so they come to a point. And then, again, always thinking and making adjustments. I'm not worried about making mistakes, or, again, this is just practice paper. And then you could actually make a painting of this if you wanted to down the road and put it on the door of your room. All right, so bubble letters. If you have any questions, comments, I can help you out. Just send me email at the SAU at the school website, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And I'd like to see your drawings, so if you could take some pictures of them and send them out too, I'd like to look at them, maybe give you some critique, give you some positive input. I hope you're having fun and you're being safe and being helpful. If you have any questions, give me a call. Talk to you later. Well, not call, but give me a shout out online. Talk to you later. Bye.